Hi, and welcome to Introduction for Fingerpicking Patterns for Ukulele. Earlier this week, I ran a short free online workshop looking at these patterns. Thank you to everybody for your overwhelming positive response, and I know a lot of people wanted to come to the workshop but were unable to for time restraints, working, family, time zones, lots of reasons. So today I'm making this video to cover the finger picking patterns that I looked at in the workshop. Now you'll see I'm on a baritone. This video is not aimed just for baritone players. If you're on a tenor or a concert or a soprano or a pineapple, it doesn't matter what instrument you're on. As long as you're playing the same chords that I'm playing, it doesn't make any difference. It'll sound slightly different in my examples, but you'll get the general idea and you'll be able to see the finger picking patterns that I'm using and replicate them on your own instrument. Now I'll be including the finger picking pattern images in this video so you can see what I'm doing as I talk about each pattern. Now one of the things you'll see in those diagrams is P-I-M-A, which is P-I-M-A. So it's the four fingers that you're using for the finger picking patterns. That is a tongue twister. Don't try it when you've had a few drinks. So these letters will tell you which fingers to use with the patterns. And most of the time, if not all the time, we're using four fingers. But that's not set in stone. If you're more comfortable using 2 or 3 fingers, or even for the first arpeggio pattern, just 1 finger, that's completely fine. It's a great place to start. Some of these patterns are easier on the fingers and the brain to start with, while others take a little bit more time. So hang in there. Give it a go, and I hope you find it really useful. The first pattern we're going to look at is a simple arpeggio. An arpeggio is when you play one string at a time. So using the G chord, I'm just going to pluck each string one at a time. Just try that with me on the G chord, just to get a feel for it. And one more time. Now the diagram with the 4 chords are the chord progression we're going to use for all of the exercises. G, C, D, G. Now if you're not a baritone, your chord formations will look a little different to the ones I'm playing in this video, but it won't make any difference to the sound. You can play along very easily. In fact, I was told in the workshop that a concert and a baritone ukulele sound really nice together. So big shout out to all you concert players out there. So let's try this video. No, let's not try this video. Let's try this exercise, 4 bars of arpeggio starting on G. So we've got G, C, D, G, and again G, C, D, back to G. And this is what it sounds like played a little faster. So our second pattern I call the part arpeggio. Now we've taken the arpeggio from exercise 1, but we're only playing 3 strings per bar rather than 4, and the string we don't play alternates. Now all these exercises are based on 4 beats to the bar, so we will have 1 rest in each bar. This can be a little tricky, so for this exercise I'm turning on my metronome. And again. That one can sometimes take a little while to get your head around. And certainly you don't need to leave the rest in the same place of every bar. I must admit, now looking at this exercise, I've probably made it a little more complicated than it needs to be. So you could try this exercise with the rest in exactly the same place in each bar. So I'm going to put the rest at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. So that's a nice pattern exercise. Once you get used to putting in that rest break, and you can speed it up, and it sounds like this. Now, of course, you could take this exercise and mix it up with exercise 1. So I'm going to play a bar of exercise 1, and then a bar of exercise 2, and then a bar of exercise 1, and you'll get the general idea. I've messed that up a little bit in the middle, but you get the general idea. These patterns are not set in stone, and they're definitely made for mixing it up. So the third pattern now that I'd like to look at is, again, I'm taking the basic arpeggio, but I'm syncopating the timing. We're definitely going to need a metronome for this one. It still trips me up because it's a new pattern for me as well, but it's actually quite a fun one. So let's try it. I definitely recommend using a metronome when you're trying the slightly more complicated exercises. I know sometimes I can't get my head around them. I have to take a break, go and try something else, come back. But they're fun. They're really, really, really fun. So once you've got those 3 exercises under your fingers, there are 2 other things that you can do with them. One is to double them up, and the second one is to play them backwards. So anything that you play forwards, you can play backwards. Trust me, that can really, really be a challenge, but it's fun. And this is what the whole thing is about. It's about having fun. So first of all, I'm going to take exercise 1, this thread arpeggio, and I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to play 2 arpeggios per bar, and it gives you this. And to play it backwards, and let me try that again. Forwards, backwards. Now, going forwards and backwards, I automatically altered the pattern. I just realized while I was playing it. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm counting beats here, not strings. I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest. Because I still want to fit it in the same amount of time. Playing exercise 2 backwards, really challenging. I'm going to use a metronome for this one. Oops, here we go. Now you may have noticed that I actually changed my fingering that time. I was playing 1, 2, 3 fingers. Where's the camera? There it is. 1, 2, 3 fingers. Not using my fourth. Because I'm only playing 3 strings, I naturally tend to just use that finger, and that finger. Whatever works, basically. I'm not even going to try and play the syncopated one backwards because it's going to take too long. But I hope this video has been helpful. And I'm just going to zoom back to me. There we go. I hope this video has been helpful and given you some ideas to get you into finger picking patterns. You can mix them up, you can skip over notes, you can play them backwards, you can play them forwards, you can do whatever you think sounds good. So apologies for slightly chaotic video. It's very hard replicating a workshop that I've done because I tend to do a lot of it off the cuff, so I promise next time I'll tape the video. So there you go. Introduction to finger picking patterns for ukulele. Until next time, hit the subscribe button.